Hi guys, this is Angelos and Live Diversified. Recently, I came across an interview of Maria Popova on the Tim Ferriss show, Tim Ferriss's podcast. So, who is Maria Popova? Tim Ferriss asked her on the interview, "What do you do?" She answered, "I read and write," in that order. So, Maria is the creator of Brain Pickings, a ridiculously adored website. Brain Pickings is Maria's personal journey in life, the books she reads, her experiences, and mostly, and as she says, her subjective lens on what matters in the world and why. Going back to the interview, Tim Ferriss asked Maria, "What does your day look like? What is your daily routine?" I was blown away by the answer she gave, so I'm going to read her words one by one now. Okay, so she answers, "Well, I will answer this with a caveat. The one thing I have struggled with or tried to solve for myself in the last few years is this really delicate balance between productivity and presence, especially in a culture that seems to measure our worth or our merit or our value through our efficiency and our earnings and our ability to perform certain tasks, as opposed to just the fulfillment we feel in our lives and the presence we take in the day to day." And then she carries on, "That's something that's become more and more apparent to me. So I'm a little bit reluctant to discuss routine as some holy grail of creative process because it's just really, it's a crutch. I mean, routines and rituals help us not to feel this overwhelming, massive mess of just day-to-day life. It's a control mechanism, but that's not all there is. And if anything, it should be in the service of something greater, which is being present with one's own life." What a beautiful answer. I mean, a ton of wisdom on how to live our lives in a few sentences. And I tried to dig a little bit deeper, so I found some more information on Maria's website. Uh, Talking about the same topic on her website, she mentions Annie Dillard, the author Annie Dillard. Uh, and she says, "How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. Ours is a culture of how to get things done, how to be more efficient, how to master speed reading, how to learn a language in 7 days. Hey, stop. I mean, take a breath, be present. If right now you want to just go for a walk, if you want to ride your bicycle, or if you want to shoot some free throws, if you just want to sit on the grass doing nothing, break your routine and do it. Do that. Do what you want to do now. Be present. And when you come back to your routine after doing all this that you wanted to do, you realize that you're more productive and you're more efficient. From my little experience as an author and YouTuber, I often struggle myself coming up with great ideas, article ideas, video ideas. And I realized that if you sit in front of a computer all the time, being loyal to your daily routine, how do you expect yourself to be creative? You're not going to be creative, of course. So an author needs to live first to write great things. All these sparks of creativity happen when you do things out of your schedule, when you go for a walk and more oxygen reaches your brain cells, when you talk to other people, when you travel, when you taste new flavors. Well, I have to admit that the reason I'm making this video is for myself. I want to be watching this video again and again so I don't get sacrificed on the altar of productivity. I used to be a productivity freak in the past, and still today, I have to say, I still get eaten by this productivity craziness. My mentor, one of my mentors, Dr. Teresa Hunt, she's an astrophysicist, writer, composer, musician. She's a totally lived, diversified lady, I would say. She used to say to me, Angelos, you're so obsessed with your schedule, the things that you have to do every day, the same things again and again. You go to the office, you get up early every day, you do the same things every day. You should not be living like that. And imagine, that was after I quit my investment banking job to become an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur is supposed to have a flexible schedule, is supposed to work flexible hours. But myself, I still used to stick to my routine as if it was something holy I had to protect. Now, let's try to dig a little bit deeper into this question. Why do we love our routines so much? I personally think that it has to do with psychological biases. We don't want to deviate from our routine because we believe that that routine will lead us to success, the success we're looking for. Let's take an example. It's a lovely Tuesday evening and you have to answer 10 emails, okay? And that's on your to-do list. And on that evening, your friend calls you and says, come on, let's go to the theater. I have 2 tickets and it's a wonderful theater play. What do you do? What do you do? Your routine dictates that you should answer these 10 emails. It's a matter of decisions. If you decide to say no to your friend and answer these emails, of course, that will contribute to your success. A little chunk, okay? Of course, that's great. You have done the things that you decided to do on that date. Fantastic. On the other hand, if you decide to go to the theater with your friends, maybe in that theater play lies the answer to one of your problems. Maybe your next business idea lives in that theater play. What I want to say here is that life is chaotic, unpredictable. Life is non-linear. What do I mean by non-linear? I mean that one sole evening can have an evening in the theater, can have a tremendous and immense impact on your life because of what I was saying earlier. And forget about all this. The worst thing that can happen is that you enjoy a lovely evening in the theater. And next day that you go back to your routine and the things that you have to do on your to-do list, you're more productive and fresh. So if life is chaotic, what's wrong with living chaotically then? There's nothing wrong. It's okay to deviate from your routine. It's okay to deviate from an equilibrium point, as a mathematician would say. It's okay to do things without knowing the outcome. It's okay to getting outside your comfort zone. And now, if you are an entrepreneur, this is what entrepreneurship is all about. It's about pushing boundaries. It's about discovering new areas without any guarantee of success. Remember, it's all about the journey. All these failures, the lessons, all these experiences build your long-term success. One of my favorite contemporary Russian authors, Mikhail Vieler, says in his book Everything About Life, a good indicator that you live a good life is your memories. How rich are your memories? What can you remember from the past? What can you remember from your student years or from when you worked in that company? Routine doesn't create memories. If your day looks always like the previous, 10 years from now, you will not remember anything from these days. Now, from my experience, if you ask me to write a book about my memories during the 5 years I used to work in banking, I would probably write a book with the title Going to Work and Getting Back Home. Okay? If you ask me to write a book about my memories during the last 3 years as an entrepreneur, traveling the world, I can probably write 10 books. Guys, to close this one, it's okay to try to be productive. It's okay to have routines. It's okay to fight procrastination and try to be more efficient. But always have in mind Maria Popova's caveat. And remember, how we live our days is, of course, how we live our lives.